So the entrepreneur's mindset is simply a way of thinking that says these 5 things. Whenever I think about developing an entrepreneurial mindset, I think about these things. You say to yourself, you want more from life than the average person, and you're willing to take the risk, you're willing to work hard for it, and you're willing to stay focused on the goals until they are achieved so you can reap the benefits in the future. Also, it says that you want to grow your ideas into a successful business by creating products and or services that will help others. It also says that you will not stop until you produce some products and services that will actually help others. You do not particularly like the 9-to-5 grind. That's one of the major things that you're saying. You don't like the 9-to-5 grind of working for someone else or being told what to do. Instead, you like creating new things. You like meeting new people and living life on your own terms. Now, that's an entrepreneurial mindset. Now, there are some basic principles of having the right mindset. By taking the time now to understand how to develop a business or entrepreneurial mindset, you will be better focused, more able to plan your business goals, and more prepared to take on almost anything the business world will throw at you in reference to your business. But let me tell you, the key is preparation, preparation, preparation. You have to prepare for what it is you want. And preparing for starting a new business starts with developing the right mindset. So get on board. You have to do that. A business ownership mindset, that's what you have to develop. Now, this type of mindset is different from working for someone else as an employee. It's different than showing up every day and then just trying to make it through the end of the day. It's different than working as a consultant on a project. It means that you and or your business partners will be solely responsible for creating the product or the service of your business, for getting the business and attracting customers, for marketing the products and services, and for keeping up with the administration of the business. And that's things like taxes, accounting, management, etc. And let me tell you, this will require a different mindset to be successful. But you can do it. I know you can if you just focus your mind on setting up the business, focus on being committed to the endeavor to see it through to the end, and then be persistent in getting all of the small and the big tasks completed. So a business mindset is as essential to your business ownership as the customer base that you will have. If you can't think like a business professional, you'll never succeed like a business professional. This is why it's so important to create a business ownership mindset up front. Several different types of business structures or entities that you can choose from when you're setting up your business structure. And when deciding to start a business, it's very important to determine how you will choose to form your business structure from among the various types of business legal structures. Now, some of the entities out there you've probably heard about is a sole proprietorship, partnerships and limited partnerships and limited liability companies, LLCs, corporations, and nonprofit organizations. Now, let me just tell you right here, before I go explaining what these mean, let me just tell you a small disclaimer. I am not an attorney. This is not intended to give you legal advice, as I am not an attorney. A sole proprietorship is perhaps the simplest of all the different types of business structures. And unlike LLCs and corporations, there are no papers to file and no fees to pay in order to set up a sole proprietorship. In terms of the legal entities involved in a sole proprietorship, you are the sole proprietorship and you have total responsibility for the business. This means that you will pay taxes on any business profit as income and on your personal taxes of liability, like things like liabilities, like court judgments or a past due debt, anything like that. You are personally liable for them. Then we go into partnerships. Now, a partnership is like a sole proprietorship in that it is simply a business that is owned by 2 or more people. So it's similar to a sole proprietorship. The owners of a partnership do not need to file any papers or pay any fees to set up a partnership. The partnership simply begins when you start a business together with 1 or more people. So also, like a sole proprietorship, Each partner will report their share of the business profits on their personal taxes as income, and each partner is then personally liable for any debts and claims or other liabilities that the business is responsible for. Now, there are two types of partnerships: general partnerships and limited partnerships. General partnerships sometimes is just referred to as partnership, whereas a limited partnership is a little more difficult. It's a partnership formed by two or more persons and having at least one general partner and one limited partner. Now, general partners usually retain control over the management of the limited partnership and ordinarily are liable for all obligations of the limited partnership. Now, limited partners invest money, they invest property and or services in the business, and they're also entitled to share in the profits or losses. However, the limited partner's liability usually is limited to the extent of their investment. So unlike a general partnership, a limited partnership costs money and can be very complicated to set up. So this is why we recommend you speaking with an attorney who can help you. Limited partnerships are not the best choice for a small business that has a small potential for personal liability, because limited partnerships are not normally organized by one or more persons. The general partners are the ones that are responsible for getting others to join the partnership as limited partners. So if you want to do limited partnership, make sure and get an attorney to help you set that up. And then there's LLCs and corporations. Now, my business is set up, all of my businesses are actually set up as LLCs. It's a limited liability corporation. An LLC is an unincorporated association, usually having one or more members. It's a separate legal entity that limits the personal liability of all of its owners. So the Internal Revenue Service, actually regulations allow a limited liability company to choose whether to be taxed as a corporation or as a partnership. Now, when you talk about corporations, it is an entity with a legal existence apart from its owners. Corporations must comply with federal laws and with the laws of each state in which business is conducted. Now, although creating and maintaining a corporation or an LLC would probably be more complex and costly than forming a sole proprietorship or partnership, it may be worth it for your small business depending upon the type of work you plan on doing. Perhaps the main reason you would want to organize your business as an LLC or corporation is to shield yourself from any personal liability that may arise from your small business dealings. Now, although LLCs or corporations are alike in many respects, what truly sets a corporation apart from the other types of business structures is that a corporation is its own legal tax entity. So that's important to remember. A corporation pays its own taxes on any profits that it keeps, and the owners of a corporation only pay income taxes on monies that they actually draw from the corporation in the form of salaries, dividends, and bonuses. So one other thing that's very important is to obtain a federal EIN, Employer Identification Number. Now, filing for an EIN is very simple. You just complete Form SS4, which is the application for Employer Identification Number, and then call the IRS, and the number is 800-9829-4933 or 100-982-4933 to register your EIN number. And then also keep in mind, satisfy local government requirements and make sure and get a business license or occupancy permit. And then remember, get your domain name and start working on your website, start networking your business. You can start doing all of this before you actually get everything done with your business. So again, like I said, you can start doing those small things now prior to leaving your job. If you're working on a part-time job, even if you don't have as much time, start getting those little things done now. So let me just share some closing remarks then for all that we've talked about. I've given you information on why it's a good idea to start a business, how to create a business ownership or entrepreneurial mindset, how to choose a business structure, a business entity, and then we talked about elements of a business plan. Now the rest is up to you. When you're thinking about setting up a business, you must focus on developing a mindset that is conducive for business. So when making the transition from individual contributor to entity, you must keep a few things in mind. First, always think strategically, big picture about your business concept, and then start thinking and acting and behaving like the successful business owner that you will become. Start dressing like a business person and developing your personal brand. So I hope this show today has been a help for you, and I look forward to hearing about your future success. And remember, I am available to be a part of your team as your business success coach. So thank you for joining us today, and be sure to tune in the next time to Inspiring Moments Show. And remember to send your comments and questions to Dr. Amy at amyhimes.com. I want to say thanks to my crew, to my engineer, director, co-producer, Mr. Sal Lima. And I say to you, whatever it is you want to do, take steps in the right direction. And remember, we create a new tomorrow by what we dream today. So if it's that business that you want to start getting some steps in place. So I say thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you on the next show. And until then, you have a wonderful day.